Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Peter, the book lover, and this is the monthly wrap-up of February 2025. This is a video where I'm going to talk about the books I've read in February and the movies that I've watched in February. Let's talk about these movies and books. Hello, everybody. I am Peter, the book lover, and I like to read a lot of books, and I like to talk about books, and I like to collect books, and I also like to talk about the movies that I watch. So I have a YouTube channel talking about books and movies. And in this video, I'm going to talk about all the movies that I watched in February, and I'm also going to talk about all the books I've read in February. And I've read a lot of great books here, so let's talk about them. But before I get into the books and the movies, I want to actually thank everybody for being here. It's really important for me to let you know that I really appreciate you coming by and checking out my videos. Thank you very much. So let's just start this out. Now, this February, I started out with a great book. The first book that I read this February was Fight Club by Nick Polinak, and that was a fantastic book. I really enjoyed it, and I got a video of that coming up pretty soon. I already filmed it, and it's coming up. The next one that I read, I've read this book twice, and this is Mrs. Dalloway, and this was by Virginia Woolf. Now, the thing about this book is that when I was reading it the first time, I was a little confused, and I actually watched a summary of this book, and then it made it a little bit more clear. And then I enjoyed the ending of this book, and then I reread this again, and I enjoyed this a lot more the second time going through with it. So, and I've also filmed a video of me reviewing it. That's a book talk that's coming up. Book talk number 21. The next one is a book that's by Richard Bachman, which is also Stephen King. And this is a book called Roadwork. And this is a pretty interesting story. I didn't enjoy this a lot, but this is still a pretty decent book. This was from 1981, and this is going to be book talk number 22. And yeah, it's a pretty decent book. Not my favorite Stephen King book, though. And then after that, I read The Great Gatsby. And this was from 1925. This is a great book. I really enjoyed it. I've already did the review of that, and that is Book Talk episode 23. And please come by later and check that out, because I really enjoyed that book. It's a great book. Okay, the next book that I read was a book by John Steinbeck, and this is called Travels with Charlie. This came out in 1962, and this is a book where John Steinbeck and his dog travel across America, and they personally talk about the experiences that he and his dog have. Now, the interesting thing about that book is that I just picked up this book. This is Rudy Bridges Goes to School. And at the ending of Travels with Charlie, they actually talk about this person. This is a black girl that goes to school in Louisiana when America was very racist, and they did not want this girl to go. So I'm willing to bet you this girl was very terrified to go to school, but she was a brave girl, and she fought her way, and she went to school because she really wanted to learn. And I think this is awesome that I have this book, because I just read The Travels with Charlie, and they cover this because this was in 1962. Now, there's not racism in the rest of the book, but when he gets to Louisiana, he runs into some racism, and it's an interesting thing to read about. Now, the thing you got to think about is that, yes, there are a lot of white people that are racist, but at the same time, white people are the race that actually fought against itself so they could free the black people from slavery. So when you think about white people, you can't think of them all as racist. You got to think that some of them are racist and some of them are not. Like, most white people are against this type of thing. But then again, some are. Just like you could look at every single race. Every single race has good and bad people in it. And, that goes for every race. I'm not proud that some of my people actually did this, but, it's what actually happened, and we can't ignore that, and hopefully we could change that. But yes, Travels with Charlie was a pretty good book. That's going to be episode number 24, and I enjoyed reading it. And I hopefully you'll give it a shot and maybe look at that too. Okay, and then the next book that I read was The Lightning Thief. And this is Book Talk episode number 25. I recently reviewed that, and this is the last video that I filmed. And this is by Rick Riordan. This is book 1 in the series of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. And this is a great book. I enjoyed talking about this book, but I had to keep it very vague. I couldn't give a lot of details, but that video is coming. That is Book Talk episode number 25. Okay, then the next book that I read was The Sea of Monsters, and that was the second book in the series of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. And I have not done that review yet, but I'm going to be doing that review pretty soon. I'll be filming that in the future. And then I read one other book. The last one I completed was The Titan's Curse. And this is book 3 in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. And this was a great book. And I look forward to talking about it because I really enjoyed this book. And right now I'm in the middle of reading. Well, I'm listening to the audiobook. I do not have a physical copy of The Battle of the Labyrinth. I have physical copies of the other 3, but I do not have the physical copy of the Battle of the Labyrinth, but I'm listening to the audiobook of it. You know, the thing about it, though, it's great that I have the opportunity to listen to the audiobook, but it's nowhere near as enjoyable as reading these books. Okay, and that's all the books that I read this month. Not too bad. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 books, not too bad. And the movies that I watched, I did not watch a lot of movies this month, but the first one that I watched was a good one. This one is A Mars Attacks. And Mars Attacks is a fantastic movie by Tim Burton. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I did the video already. This is Movie Talk, episode 25, and that video is coming pretty soon. And I beg you, please watch that movie because I put a lot of work into that movie. Covering the cast of that movie took a lot, man. It was a lot of work covering the cast of that movie because there were a lot of great cast members in that movie. So, please check that out. Now, the next movie that I watched, I have not made a video of this, but I will pretty soon, and that is A Fistful of Dollars. This is a Clint Eastwood spaghetti western, and I really enjoyed this a lot. It's a little far-fetched. This is a Sergio Leone movie, and I really enjoyed it. Okay, the next one that I watched was another western. This is an Errol Flynn flick from 1939 called Dodge City. And I really enjoyed this movie a lot as well. It was a lot of fun watching that movie. Pretty good western. I really enjoyed it. And I haven't filmed the video of me reviewing it, but I will soon. And the next one that I watched was A Day at the Races. And this is a Marx Brothers movie, and it was a very good Marx Brothers movie. I got a lot of laughs watching it, and I plan on doing a review of that. And I had a fun time watching that one. Now, the next movie that I watched is The Black Hole. And this is a Disney movie. Now, the thing about it is, I like this movie, but I didn't like the ending. And I'm not planning on doing movie talk of that movie. But if there are people in the comments want to leave me a comments and say that they want to see me review that movie, I could review it because I did enjoy most of this movie. But the ending is very silly and I just didn't get into it. And then the last movie that I watched this month. The last movie that I watched was The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. And I do not plan on reviewing that movie. That movie was not really entertaining for me. It's a very cheaply made movie. And I don't know. I do not plan on reviewing that. But that's the last one that I watched. And that's all the movies that I watched this month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movies. not a really good month, but next month I'll probably watch a lot of more movies. And I do plan on watching some really good classics, and I'm going to review them. Like, I'm thinking I'm going to be watching The Omen pretty soon because I really love that movie and I want to talk about it. So that's about it. That's all the books that I've read and all the movies that I watched this month. I plan on doing this once a month. This is the first time I'm doing this, so this is the first time, right, for everything, right? And that's about it. Now, I want to ask you, if you like the video, please do me a favor, hit the like button. Let me know that you like this video. It really lets me know if I'm going in the right direction. If not, I still thank you for viewing. Now, if you will, please leave me comments in the comment section. That's one of my favorite parts of doing this, is reading the comments by people and responding to people. That's what really connects us, and I love it. And if you subscribe to my channel, I really want to thank you for subscribing to my channel, and I hope I'm satisfying you with my videos. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I make new videos all the time, and I try to make them the best I can. So that's about it. And I hope to see you the next time. I am Peter the Book Lover, and I hope to see you in the next video.